Yeah, I know he's been asking me. I know. I keep telling him, fucking hell, fuck's sake. But hey, everyone. It's all right. We're supposed to be on about something else today, but yeah, the lads have been on it, mate, about something that happened to me years ago. They keep. Why though? Right. Okay. All right. Just shut you up anyway, at least. Right now, this is something happened to me many years ago. Okay. I usually was out one night with mates and everybody, and ends up this lass ends up pulling me. Gorgeous
Yeah.
girl runs back to her place. Right. No sooner we were in there, we'd literally not had a chance to even get our fucking clothes off. Right. And there's a knock on her door. This is about 2 a.m. There's a knock on the door, and she looks at Winnie. She goes, "Oh no, it's my fucking sister and her husband and kids." Goes, oh, fucking. And I'm like, stood there with a fucking boner. Oh, she goes, oh, can you just go in the kitchen a minute? I said, yeah. So I goes in, right. And yeah, I couldn't hear what he was saying, but you can mumbling. Next thing, they're all in the living room. She comes in, she goes, I can't believe they said my sister and sister's house where the eating's gone. Because you were in winter, this eating's gone. And house is freezing and kids are going, I thought, yeah, whatever. I said, I'm going to have to give up beds up for them all. So I said, do you want to crash out on the sofa? I says, yeah, okay. She goes, yeah. I said, it's fine, I'll eat whatever. You can't say no, can you?
Exactly. Yeah.
You have to wait while I get this fucking third leg down though. Do you know what I mean? So I goes in. So anyway, I mean, she could have just said, can you go?" She could have I were even there and just hid me away somewhere. But no, it's her gaff, and she goes, "Oh, this well, so it's nice to meet you." Says, "I'm sorry for spoiling you." No, you're fine.
Fucking hell.
So anyway, come next morning, he gets up and she goes, do you want to lift? Do you want to lift back like to where you want to go?" I says, "Oh, I'm all right." But no, I'll take you back into town and then you get a bus from there, whatever. So then she goes, "Do you want to come back tonight?" Now I got plans that night. I'm going out with some lads, but this last man, fucking hell, because if you come back tonight, honestly, we'll be at us. And I thought, and I've never given up Saturdays, like for anyone else. I just am. It's just not me. And I weren't gonna. And I thought, no, I'm not really. I just never have done. As it turns out, when I got back home, I had messages like on my phone saying that to look like they couldn't come out. I thought, fucking hell, how's that for luck?
I ain't
They couldn't
surprised.
come out because they were coming. They're actually in. They'd been away working, and they were supposed to be back that morning, but something happened anyway. They were late coming back, so they couldn't make it. So I thought, fine. So I ended up ringing this last, goes up to her house. Had a great night.
Well,
Yeah. Okay. And then she says, would you come back on Tuesday? So this was on a Saturday. And I'm like, I already said, look, I'm not interested in like
aye.
relationships and all that at the minute. Just at that time, right, I was going through a bit of a, so I just wanted to be like, just go enjoy myself and be on, stay and beyond sort of thing.
Aye.
Would you come back Tuesday? Like, I says, oh, okay then. All right. And it was my day off. Mondays and Tuesdays were the only day I had off. Every other hour, fucking out. So I thought, well, all right then, yeah, all right then. So sure enough, I thought, oh yeah, know what else to do, Oh, okay, now. So I get to her place, right, and as I'm walking up, I go through the gate, right, and as I'm walking in, the lights on in the house, and I can hear a lot of giggling and laughing, and I could hear as I was getting near the door, I could hear all these bottles jangling and stuff, right, like glasses tinging and all the rest. So I ends up going up to the door, knocks on the front door. Next thing, back door opens outside the house. She goes, come down. She goes down there, wondering what the fuck's going on. Goes into the house and she says, right, goes into the kitchen, right. She goes, look, I didn't want to say it to you because if I'd have told you or asked you, you'd have probably said no. Right. It's okay. She says, I take it, I'm not, she goes, oh, you are. She says, but I'm not staying here. She says, you are staying here. She says, but right, what it is, she says, every month, me and 7 other girls or other lasses have a lingerie and summer's party. Lingerie party, yeah. I hope we can say that name answer anyway. Lingerie party. Right. I said, and it's always been like a standing joke with one of us that we were going to, like, some of them's got boyfriends, a couple of them's married. but they were telling you they were always going to get someone to come and model some of these male underwear that we've got. And I'm like, straight away thinking, you've got to be fucking joking. She goes, no, hear me out. But we never can because they're not exactly, they're not exactly out to look at. I think, fuck, what's she mate she's talking about? Or there are other arms, should I say. Now, I've mentioned before, I was not far off my biggest then. That was a bit, I was proper ripped then and I was big. And she goes, would you honestly try these things on? I said, I want to be the first one as someone that I can say that, my fella, so I'm not your fella though. She goes, no, just for this. So I said, oh, so I'm like that. She goes, look, I'll pay you. I says, what do you mean pay me? She goes, whatever I sell today, I'll give you a cut. Well, and then plus I give 50 quid on top. Fuck it. I said, well, I am a bit skint to be honest. Fuck it. I says, but it depends, yeah. Oh no. That's what you mean. It says, what have I got to do? So I know, put something on. So I'm thinking, should I do? I don't need to be doing this. It depends what it looks like. I ain't putting no fucking weird shit on. Yeah, I'm not putting a strap on fucking dildo or something. I don't need that. Leather head to tail in fucking leather suit, fucking gimp stuff. I'm not. Fuck that. She, no. And she goes, no. She goes, and she goes, no. What? It's just. So she goes, just what's on that table there, right? So I says, I'm looking at this. Where's that table here? What? It's on that table, right? And there's a box on this table. You can't any more than a tissue box. In them square ones. I said, in there. She said, yeah. I pulls this fucking thing out and I couldn't. It was just like picking out two elastic bands, man. It was a red one and a black one. What the fuck is it? And it like a male thong for a pouch. Okay, no. I said, this ain't gonna fit. Now, I'm not saying this, right? Right. One thing about me, I'm not a big-headed person. Okay, I've got a big head. No, I'm not a big-headed person. I'm not modern in any way. I never have been. Never. Any lads will tell you that. No way. Never. Right. But for context of this, I've got to tell you, right? I've got a big one, right? So I said that thing, it's not going to fit. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to fit. She goes, well, do you mind trying it on? And then we'll see it. I said, it won't fit. Yeah, it's going to look fucking stupid. She said, well, do you mind? So anyway, she goes, I'm not going back into it. Just try it on. So there's me in the kitchen, right? In the fucking dark. And I've got these getting closer. I've got this thing. I'm thinking, what the fuck am I going to do with this? Yeah, I don't want to floss my teeth with it or whatever, right? So puts this thing, this on his pouch, right? It literally has, right? Plops it in, and my bollocks are hanging out the fucking side, right? Fuck. You were no hardly any elastic on it to go copied in or out like that, right? And it literally was, right? It would just, it was bent everywhere. Yeah. So she comes back in and she takes one look at me. I said, see? Then she sits me on the chair in the kitchen and she straddles me and we end up, having sex there, right? Aye. Next thing, here's a call. Hey, are you coming in? You coming in? It's from one of the lasses. Don't know I'm here, right? So calls you to the lass in. So she climbs off and she goes, do you want to get ready and come in? I says, you want me to wear this? And come in there. I said, and also, right, I've still got a fucking rock hard boner on. I said, well, what's to do here? She goes, well, I'll give you 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes, right? So I had to, because I cooled me 10 down, so I ended up standing in front of the fucking opening freezer door. I ended up standing in front of the freezer trying to cool down a bit, right? So Sandra's coming in about 20 minutes later. She goes, you ready? And I've got this. I said, it ain't going to work. I'm going to look right fucking lemon. So she goes, no, you won't. She says, oh, I will. So I goes in, right? And I thought, it'd be best if you just blindfold me so I don't see you know what I mean? Anyway, I walks in and she goes in for it. She goes, right, girls, I've got a special treat for you. Yeah, fucking treat. So she goes and she opens the door and then she's going to come in. I walked in and it went from all these laughing, joking, went dead. You could hear a pin drop. It just went, doop. not a sound. Music had been stopped. And I'm like, stood there, and there was 7 women, fuck knows what ages, I mean, 20s, mid 30s, I don't know. And they're all not looking at me, my face, looking at this thing I've got on, or looking at what I got, whatever. Right? Honestly, mate, you looked a fucking right mess. So they're looking at that, and these lasses going, and we've got a black one you can go and put on, right? And then these lasses started looking up and down. And bearing in mind, like I say, I was ripped to fuck at the time. And then as soon as one moved, they all fucking moved. And as they got up, they ran towards me. Or ran, I mean, it's in a room, smaller, but they went, jumped quickly towards me. And it was like a fucking rugby scrum. And he grabbed me. Next thing, I'm getting nipped, I'm getting scratched, I'm getting pulled, I'm getting this thing twanged on me, this fucking pouch thing, right? This pouch thing gets pinged off, right? I'm fucking stood there. Next thing, their hands are on me bollocks, they're on me knob, they're everywhere, up and down my legs, fucking kissing me on my neck, again, everything's right. This lass, right, I'm supposed to be right, she stood there laughing, right, which surprised me a bit, really, actually. Right, so, do you want to put the black one on? No. Right, next thing, right, I'm getting pushed back, but as I'm done so, somebody put the foot out behind my leg. So as I've gone backwards, like, when somebody like kneels behind you and you fall over, it was like them. They tripped me up and went flying backwards. Couldn't hold on to anything. Went bang onto the sofa, right? But she got one of those like wooden things on the arm of the chair. So I smacked my fucking head on that. Fuck. Right. I went down. I'm there. Next thing, right? All I'm seeing, these lasses, these women, jeans coming off, skirts getting pulled up, tights getting ripped off, right? Next thing, pulls out the bag, condoms everywhere, right? Condom on, slaps it on me, right? Now, the thing is, right, I will tell you this, for anybody that doesn't know, when you've got a big one, yeah, it's one of them where how can I put this? I'm trying to put this in a fucking right way. It's like sometimes when you're on the soft, that is equivalent to somebody who's not got a big one, has been on the arse, right? It's pretty solid because it's fucking heavy, right? So slaps going on, right? I'm laid there thinking, fuck, what's going on next thing? They're all taking in turns. Clue who these women are. Not a fucking clue. I don't know. None of them, right? And they're all sort of jumping on me, then they're all taking in turns, sliding up and down. And I'm like, I'm feeling half concussed in a way. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Getting turns. And then I'm of course I know what's happening. I'm not saying I don't, you know what I mean? And I'm sat there. One of them then, unbeknownst to me, because I've literally got my arms at like top of my head, not like sitting there with my hands behind me like shit. I'm just yeah, ends up click. They put cuffs on me. Right? So I'm cuffed to this unit or the leg of this unit, whatever is behind me, on there. And they're all struggling away and they're all nipping and scratching. And right, and this lasso went to say, this is the lasso I'm supposed to be. She comes up to me, right, bends down to me and she goes, you better save it for me. Okay, now, and I'm like, there's about 7 women just bouncing up and down and taking it in turns. I'm like, fucking. So eventually that stops and I'm like, just laid there. And I was like, can somebody take these cuffs off, please? Like, oh, and goes in and gets fucking tons of water down me because I'm fucking red hot. And as I goes up to the thing, gets my clothes back on. As I'm coming back down the hall into the thing, these lasses they're all leaving for the day. They've all got the stuff and all the rest. They bought things or whatever, right? And then they're all tipping me as well, giving me money, right? Plus the phone number with it. Yeah, you want to give me a ring, right? And then when they've gone, she gets these phone numbers and she says, "You don't have in them." So no, right. Money, right? I'd got 300 and some odd quid between them all and given me. About 300 quid. You know, this ain't bad. Right. But what this last didn't know is that some of them have wrote it on the notes. Yeah, the number on the note. Not on pieces of paper, just on the bank, on the cash. So anyway, I ended up staying here that night. And she started to get a bit fucking upsy about it, thinking, and I said, well, you didn't say out, did you? She said, you were part of it. And then she goes, yeah, but, and she started getting like that. I said, well, it's your own, you know. So anyway, we ended up going upstairs and she goes, yeah, give me what you've got left, or make sure you know, that's what you save for me and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, you know. So I ends up leaving the next morning, takes me back into the middle of town, and I went home from there. See, we're about, I don't know, fucking. She rang again. I didn't want to go back. I was like, nah, fucking been there, done it, you know. Enjoy. So I'm not. So I ends up one of these. I remember looking at his cash and I think, yeah, I'll write this down. I don't know why, but I thought I'll just see what happened. So I rang this number. Didn't know the fucking. She put the name on, but I couldn't quite work out what it was. It was one of those where I just thought, "Hey, give me your number." Oh yeah. I'm having a party. Would you come and do that again? You know, right? So what you know? Would you come again? And Mike said, "Well, look, it's going to cause a bit of article. No, we're not going to invite." I said, "Look, I don't want anybody falling out about this." Because no. I'm not even going to ask the same girls that came. Fucking hell. So I'm like, she goes, "I'll pay you." I'm like that. She goes, "I'll give you a couple £100 just for trying these things on." So I thought, you know, it was on a Monday night this time. It was a bit further out. Went over in car, went to my house. Turns out when I got there, it wasn't a fucking party. There wasn't any arrangements for it. She just wanted me to go to her place. Yeah. So we ended up ended up back at her, staying over and some of that. She still give me money. Like I said, look, I said, and she goes, no, give me money. But I am going to have a party though. I am having one on Wednesday. And Wednesday I was actually going out. I said, I can't do Wednesday because I've got no chance. I said, I can't do Wednesday. She goes, well, would you come back the following Tuesday then? So I did that. So I went back the following Tuesday. This time, because if there's a party, and there was a party. Went in there because and I told her before, can you get something that fits? Yeah, something bigger fucking set of something. Sure enough, goes in there, and I kid you not, she'd already organised this to be not just a fucking Ann Summers party, but a fucking orgy. I kid you not.
Hey.
Right? Ends up upstairs. There was 6 other lasses this time, all on bed.
Oh, no.
This happened 6 more times. And then eventually it got to, they were asking me again. I thought, you know what? I can't, I know it sounds ridiculous. People say, you must be. I said, no, it was like committing myself all the time. And I was just like, no, I just want to fucking, yeah, I can't explain it. He got boring. I know people might think he must be mad. He got boring. Because it doesn't. It's not like, people he must be fucking mad. He can be boring. But it did when he, I mean, he just were. Yeah. I don't know what it was. I was just getting like, oh, fucking hell. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm making money out of it. They kept all tipping me all the time. Fuck me. And carried it on. But it was just like I said, I went, you know, times that we're on about in total, because that time I went first, it was just her, but then from the first one and then that one, so about 7 times. I knocked on here thinking, nah, I don't want to do this anymore. Anyway, it was about 3 or 4 months after, I ended up bumping into who were there that night. Not the ones who had arranged it. This was someone else. This one was the first time I went. This one of these lasses who were a friend. And she goes, oh, she was got a ditch. You're not going out, you don't see each other and all the rest of it. I said, well, it's just, I don't want it all like that. She goes, no. She goes, well, I'm putting a party together. Oh, fucking hell. She goes, no, there's only going to be 3 of us. Well, a party, what an answer. She goes, no, just having a party. Do you want to come? So I went, it was a Monday and all, it was a bit weird because it's my birthday and all that. So I went over, sure enough, goes in, there weren't 3 there, was the folk. Right? There was about 20, right? Blokes and all, don't get me wrong, right? So they were about, I don't know, they were about an even split, about 10 women, 10 lads. She goes, oh, you're going to stay. So we're all chatting all night. Next thing, ends up getting arse nipped, fucking jeans pulled. I was getting t-shirt right. I was getting dragged into one room for a, could you give me, for a snog. I wasn't getting this, other. Right, and then blokes come looking for the girls saying, oh, have you seen her? No. It was fucking one, right? Right. I went to the toilet. I was followed into the toilet by this lass. I was about to have a fucking slash, and she squatted down and gave me a blowjob. Right. I'm busting for the piss. Not a good idea. Any girls out there, right? If your bloke's ready for a don't, just fucking don't. How I held that in, I'll never know. I'm telling you. So I ended up having a slash afterwards, and then I come back out and he went, have we seen my missus around anywhere? She looked like fucking perfect description. What using that to me? Fucking hell. So I'm going to get out of here. Which I did. And then, so I didn't end up seeing any of them again, to be honest with you. Just never come across them again. So, yeah, that was a story about that. And that's one that these lads have been wanting to say for fucking ages. It's not hilarious. I mean, it's not a funny story, but it's what it was. You know what I mean? But I know how they're doing it. I know how you're fucking doing it anyway. It must be fucking daft. But, yeah. Coming from someone who's not a big head, who's someone who's not modest, because I certainly any of those things. So it's not, yeah, I don't know, it's easy talking about myself. I don't find it easy, to be honest. But anyway, not a place to come, is it, really, if you want to talk about it, then? All right, then. So, right, we'll leave it at that one then. And next time, I'm going to pick one of these guys and get them to put one of their things that they're fucking mean up. No, they won't, will they? Bottle it. All right, okay, everyone. See you later. Bye for now.